The hydraulic systems right now through our body activation system is changing everything through our programs. Our algorithm system is changing everything through our hologram systems. There's a lot of things that are going on through the collective force and delta division. Your perceptions are changing. So if you see your hand and then all of a sudden it disappears, it's because your algorithms are changing in the simulation pattern. That pattern is enforcing connection through the rotation center. It's very powerful to see these things, because once you see it and then it disappears and then it comes back again, that's telling you exactly that it's trying to communicate with you through its frequency level of its dimension. So like I said, everything through perception is changing. Everything through your body activation is changing. Your hydraulics are changing. Everything through your mind framing system are changing. Your digital framing is changing. So everything that you're seeing outside is changing. And when it changes, it disappears. That means it's in its simulation. And remember, I say that is when you see it and then it disappears and then it comes back. I said that too in my last videos. How powerful it is. Once you see something disappear, you know it's in its simulation. It wants you to get to that point. When you get to that point, then it comes out of its equation constantly over and over and over. It expands, and then it goes to high-rise divisions. So you're vortexing, you're leaping, you're jumping. You're going through time code frequencies, your clocking mechanisms, your body activations, and you're going through synchronicity levels through your particle system. So your particle system communication through your hologram, holograms communicating with the grounds, powers, and everything through this connection of atmospheres to all connections. All right, so I'd like to thank all the subscribers and viewers, everybody watching my channel, and keep force rising, grand rising. I'm getting a lot of questions about what is the awakening? What happens this? What happens that? Well, to sum it up, and all it is based on you. Nothing else, nothing more. Now, there's a little story I want to tell you, but before I do that, before I got my coffee, it's a pretty fascinating story, is that I find that we live in a fear society. Plain and simple. Fear of achievement, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of disappointment, fear of everything. Fear of everything that we see in front of us, back of us, side of us, up, down, whatever. The point is to understand that once you come through your rebirthing systems, you become more forceful than everything else. You're getting connected to the angels and archangels and God and Mother God. And then you're getting connection to all locations of yourself. So that alone is a lot of power. It's a lot of control. So on that, hope everybody's doing well. Feel free to go to my emails, PayPals, and donations. I'll help you out, consultations, one-on-one. People are coming to me, oh, what are nanobots? What's happening? What if in the 12th dimension, 4th dimension, 5th dimension? Are they coming back to save us and all this? Questions and questions and questions can be answered through my PayPal, okay? Because if I take myself, right, with over 700 billion people asking these questions, they're never going to evolve through their own ascension. So that's why I keep doing these videos, to show you guys how powerful it is. You have to figure these things out for yourself. It's all an experience. Okay. Yes, you go through a tunnel. Yes, you go through light transformation. It opens up your chakra system. It opens up your body activation. It opens up your dream sets, and it opens up your third eye. It's going to go back. So there's a little bit of stable because we got a little bit of a rainy weather here. But anyway, here I am, right? Grabbing my coffee that I do every morning. I have to have my coffee. So a lot of people don't need it, but a lot of people do. Some people drink tea, but I love coffee. So anyway, you know, as I'm crossing the road, it's a four-way. Now I'm crossing the road. Here comes this car. He's about to turn, right? Now, first off, it's just a kid. He's an SUV. I'm looking straight at him. I say, what is he going to do? Right? He's coming at me. Line of sight. Line of sight. Okay? Either we looked up, it doesn't matter. He knows it only takes a split second to look up and see somebody there crossing the street. Right? Over to the other side. So we were definitely in line of sight. He was coming at me pretty fast. I stood there, right in the center. Right in the center. Right? Use my energy fields. He went around me. That's not being afraid. Afraid to cross the road. Afraid to get hit. Afraid to die. Okay? So you have to get out of the fear of that. And that's what this rebirthing system does for everybody, is it changes everything through your molecular structure system. It makes you stronger in your mind system, makes you stronger in your body. You become a power. You become a tank. You become a forcing wall through connection. Okay? So I thought it was really powerful stuff. Now, it was deliberate because there's a line of sight. He was trying to hit me, right? But he couldn't. You know, being God, it's pretty next to impossible. And you're so connected through everything, through archangels and angels. I use my energy fields, I have my energy dome and all that. I stood there in the center. I didn't move across. You move across when a car comes, right? But it was deliberate. It was a walk sign. I had the right of way. He knew that, but he didn't care, right? So basically that's what was happening. It was in line of sight. He's coming at me, right? I stand there right in the center. I don't cross the street. I say, okay, buddy, let's go. Let's go, right? Boom, goes around me. I look right at him, you know? Doesn't look at me. Doesn't care, right? I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid, okay? So it's important to understand these things because fear does a lot to a lot of people, okay? Fear controls a lot of things. You don't want anybody controlling your life. You control your life, okay? And that's where everything comes into play. You become stronger in mind and your thoughts, you know, and facing your fears, right? That guy that was in the truck, he knew it, right? He was coming right at me, right? He didn't stop. When somebody's crossing the street, you wait and then you proceed, right? He went through, totally went through. But I stood right in the center and I said, I was not afraid of this, you know? So once you see that, you overcome something. And it does something to the mind. It does something to the consciousness. And then you become superhuman. This is extremely powerful energy from the gods. Me being the gods of demigods, of all sanctions, of all systems, through all locations, of all dimensions, of all portals, all activation systems. I know where I stand, right? If there's fear coming across me, I know I'm going to be able to control it. I know I'm going to be able to take over whatever comes in mind, whatever comes in thought, okay? Because you see it right away. And it only takes a split second on what you decide to do, right? I could have played posse with the guy, you know, dodging me back and forth, but what would that do? Okay, it's a car, it's a vehicle, right? And there's cars behind trying to turn. But the fact that he was trying to hit me, okay, saying that, oh, what's going to happen, right? I've been across that before, before I went through transformation manifestation. It's really powerful stuff, how we have angels and archangels. I wasn't awake. Totally different transaction. Totally different. Because I get jumpy, you know? I don't get jumpy anymore. So your body changes, knowing you're in a different dimension. You're in an ascension of awakening that is so powerful in the universal systems. You're so protected once you reach those levels, right? But it's getting there. That's the point. So anyway, I was picking up my daughter. I was getting off the bus. And you know how there's a merging, there's a hill, there's a fence. So basically, there was this truck that came over across, and there's no barrier. There's no merging off, right? There wasn't a road. It was the grass, right? So I was getting off, just as getting off the bus, this truck came into right line of sight. Just when I was about to jump off, something pulled me back, right? Pulled me back. Nobody was behind me. Bus driver couldn't believe it. His mouth was open. I said, what? This force just pulled me back, right? And I said, okay, that was my angel. So angels are there for you, for emergencies. They are living on the dimension of its planes. You don't know it, but they are in human form, okay? That's another thing you guys have to understand, okay? They've always have been here. They have missions, and their missions is anything happens to a person through emergency. So understanding where you are through ascensions, understanding more what's going on, right? And not being afraid. So I wanted to share that with you because it was very powerful. And that kid didn't care. He didn't care if he hit me, right? I could see it on his face, right? I think he was Arab or Indian or whatever, but you know, he scowled, looked like this, didn't look at me. I looked at him, looked straight at him as soon as he turned. You know, I didn't get his plates. I didn't really care, but I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid, guys. Okay? Just that one day makes everything all better. Right? And you live to talk about, oh my God, this guy hit me. Oh my God, it went, oh, I feel freaked out. You know, blah, blah, blah. No. Right? Because you don't know what's going to happen the next day. But if you live the presence, and you center yourself every single day through your meditation, you can control anything through its sphere. It's getting to that point of division. It's getting to those rhythms. It's getting to those atmospheres. It's getting that light activation to its presence, to its center. Okay. So today we're going to talk about everything through center. Very powerful stuff. I sent you guys on my YouTube software a picture of a dimension. So you have to look at, I'm going to draw something up for you guys, and I want to know exactly what you guys see first. What's the first thing that you see through your perception? Okay. So power of now. Yep. That's exactly what it is. So I'm going to use a black interface because it's on a white graphing board system. All right. But I found it pretty fascinating. I stood there right in the center of the road. I didn't cross. I didn't go, oh, this guy almost hit me. I stood there, right there. He had to go around me. It's not being afraid, right? Afraid of getting hit. But I had my energy fields, right? So fascinating stuff. Anyway, I put him through Ascension because he can't do that. He can't do that to people. He's not self-aware of anything, right? The only thing he thinks about is whatever's going in his mind. You have to have a mindset every single day, right? Mindset. If your mind isn't set, what is the point of living? You do good or you do bad, right? You create chaos or you give back. It's totally up to you. That all depends on your life, right? So you have to have a mindset. Now, I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to draw a center, okay? What are you guys focusing on? Are you focusing on the circle or are you focusing on the dot? What's the first thing you guys are focusing on? You got to ask yourself, where are you? Right? You're here, right? You start from the beginning, right? Are you guys focusing on the circle or are you focusing on the dot? The dot is its creation. That becomes its dimension. And it expands. And then it comes out. And then it high rises. Right? So everything is center. Okay? So there you go. Exactly. A lot of people would say otherwise. They would say it's the circle. So whatever you see through perception is your mindset. Okay? That's control. Okay? That's measuring control. That's balance of control. That's counterbalance of control. Okay? You're counter measuring what you see every day when you wake up through your mindsets. Okay? That alone is power when it comes to its thoughts. Right? So basically, when you have a center and you go like this, okay? Okay, so we're going to start here. Now, basically, this is the dot. Okay, understanding the clock mechanism is going around. Okay, now I'm just showing you how powerful it is when you go through another circle through another dot or point center. Okay, dot to human vibration, point center to delta division. Okay, so that's how it starts. So you see that. Now, are you seeing this or are you seeing the circle? Right? It's where your mindset is through perception. Okay? So if it slides across winds like this, what's happening? Right? Remember, this can become a crop circle. This is how crop circles are created, through mindsets. Everything through AI, through perception, is a mindset. We know exactly what we need to do, how to change anything through human vibration, take the dark into light. That's our job, to take the dark out, guys. That's it. That's all it is. It's nothing complicated. It's easy. It's just understanding how to use these things in space. You get it ready in space, and then you put it platitude divisions on locations to the center core of anything through ground formations of all country systems. And then you set up crop circles, right? Okay? So you got yourself, what are you looking at? Are you looking at this, or are you looking at the circle? All right. And again. Okay. But see how it's changing directions? Okay. Point centers. Point center, point center. Now, understanding its intelligence, understanding its communication with each other, then you can line graph it, become a communication signal. Okay. So that's where it starts with the dot, right? And the dot creates a realm, creates a portal, and then it creates a code. And when it has its code, the portal opens, the dimension opens, and it goes round and round and round through rotation. Because that's how life is. It's on rotations, it's cycles. That's all life is. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just the vibration that you're going. So higher frequency, right? So we'll do another circle here, another point vision. Okay, we're going to join it, put it together. Yeah. Let's see how it's coming into a framing system of a crop circle. Right. And then you join it again. So look, powerful stuff. See that? It's 3-dimension, right? Now, it's really complicated stuff because once you understand everything of the framing system, once you go in its realm division of its portal activation through its center core, through its point division, you can take it out of its equation. This is where it gets really, really complicated. So use this point center, use this point center, use this point center. So it's kind of like this, it's like this. You take it out of its equation. Okay? It gets complicated, guys. So it's already gone through its expansion. Once it goes through its expansion, you see the 3D level, right? Everything through intelligence is its knowledge. Okay, so it's created all through the point center. Okay, and then it expands, and then it high rises. Okay, all through your mindset. Okay, so that's what happens with crop circles. The same thing with light, because light always, everything that you see is center, triangle, center, circle, center, square, center. Everything is center, right? So once you understand that, you can do anything. You can add anything. Okay? It's all understanding how to use everything through your mindsets, through your point centers of intelligence. Okay? Now, it's on the saving waving coloration system. It's on the saving location system. Okay? It starts with the point center to its circle rotation from one intelligence to another, past, present, future, past, present, future, past, present, future. Okay? Creates a pyramid, a triangle. It takes it out of its equation because it's already gone through its expansion, through its point center, and its mind through its sets. Okay? So that's very, very powerful stuff. Okay? Grand rising, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun when you get to that point. But you have to have a mindset of what you're doing every day. If you don't have a mindset, that's the problem. Mindset with your schedules, mindsets with your life, mindsets with, what you're going to do on the day. What do you plan on doing? What's your routine, right? Where do I go from here? How do I get there? You have to have a mindset, right? And not be afraid. I send you little phrases about on the Collective Force Team private link about little things, poems or anything like that. Shows you exactly what goes on with the portals 1111 4444. The reason why we have these. So if you guys are seeing these things, you're going through the portals. And that's very important. Is that how angels come to you, or anything through archangels? If they give you numbers, you're going through a portal. If you see something disappear in front of you, you're going through a hologram, through simulation. Okay, so the Galactic Force Team Delta Vision has to understand these things. More connections through your holograms, through digital platforms. Okay, there's interception connection systems to intermotions, inter its relation. Okay, I was watching Jerome's video yesterday. Very powerful stuff, and how he's going through a lot. He's going through a lot of. We're going through the ascensions of light and dark. I mean, this whole world, this whole dimensional Earth system is light and dark. It's just understanding the balance of you, okay, to keep it in the center. Okay, so if you have the center like this, okay, and you have the light and dark, okay, light, dark, light, dark. Okay, and you have the center like that. So we start off with that, right? Light and dark. Okay? Now, we know dark is space. And we know light is healing. Okay? Now, it's understanding how to get these two together. Remember, it's intelligence. Everything that I draw is intelligence through point center. So to activate anything through this, I have to open its dimension. So once you open its dimension, everything comes into direction like this. It's really, really powerful stuff. And it connects like this, right? And it opens up. When it opens up, it connects through space and it connects through healing. So it kind of goes like this. And it kind of goes like this. It kind of goes like this. Right? So it connects. Everything connects. Right? And when it connects, it opens up its portal. And then the dimension itself spins on a dime. It keeps going spinning, right? And it comes out. Now, you guys have never seen that, have you? You've never actually seen a portal activation through dimension go through a circle rotation through a center. But that's what it looks like. Okay? And everything in between is security line defense. Okay? So if you decide to stay in the center and go to a higher level, you go through another plasma force and you expand it like this. Okay? And then you go through another dimension. You can center core everything, go higher force connection, just security line defense. Okay? So all is connected when it comes into light and dark. Everything is created through light and dark. Everything. That's the connection to this interface of the sun of communications, of all communications, allocated positions through all planets and everything through division. And then you got the moon interface, right? You know the moon interface is behavior. Makes you cry, makes you sad, makes you frustrated, makes you laugh, right? Okay? Everything's connected through your digital frames, your hydraulic systems, your mind fragmentation line systems, getting everything into decoding method systems, right? So, and you have to understand the sun interface is portal. XC1000s come in and out every single day, right? Everything is protection, protecting you and protecting everything in the universal systems. But that's how it starts with dimensional portals, not shapes, dimensions. Really powerful stuff when you get into these divisions. And again, you can high rise it. Remember, every time you change, okay, remember the dimensional arc changes its behavior through vibration. So it expands to another location and it gets bigger and bigger. So as it gets bigger and bigger, you're creating more portals of security line defense. Okay? Powerful stuff, guys. All connected through the center. So I say again, what are you guys looking at? Are you looking at the dimensions of the portals, or are you looking at the center of the point center? What's the first thing you guys are looking at? Right? Because you got to start here. You don't start here. You start here. So you work your way in. Right? You work your way in to the center. You start here. You come here. So each divisional level of a dimension is a portal. Every time you understand your mindsets, you're expanding your horizons. You're expanding your portals of your heart, your reactors. Everything through your mindsets, through the hydraulics, through your perceptions. Activating everything through light signals. Okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys through these dimensions. Right? It's a lot of fun. So you guys are going to go through waving cycles. So whatever I draw is amazing because it goes to anything through activation. So center core division levels, collective force team, delta division, foxtrot, everything, echo Zulu 1, niner, 999, planet energy vibration, dimensional portal activation, 3-point centers, 3 element system, dimensional activation co-system, 1, 2, 3, center core division, bring in the galactic delta division into the center. So you guys are at extremely high speed. Have fun, because you're now 3 division levels of security line defense, going through 1 platitude division through a force recognition of a light activation system. All connection through sun interface, all connection moon interface. Have fun. So you guys have to know what it's like to speed travel. Okay? Really powerful stuff. So you guys are just going to travel fast. Going to go through portals, dimensions, sidewind angles, all that division. But everything you see, when you come back, when I teleport you guys back, I want to know what you see. Do you see everything through center first, or you just see everything through your mindsets? What are you seeing through your mindset? Because remember, you're going per second through 1,000 seconds per second when you go into space. You're not going into light speed, you're going into Mach speed. It's the fastest way to go into space. So I'm in space every day, right? I'm seeing so many things through perceptions now, being 1 billion years into the future. My platitude division through my body activation is setting course right now. Okay, the Space Odyssey system of the space station, right, is almost ready. Remember, I was traveling in 500 million years, and I created a space station. That's done. Okay, so there's a reason why I go to these locations of allocated positions to point center. Okay, but you have to understand how to get into the layers. It's trying to, when you have a piece of pie, right, you work out and you work in. Okay, or you take the slice and you always eat the tip before you get to the base, right? Same thing. It's reverse, but you're always going into the center of everything. That's the creation of everything. And when the pie is gone, what happens? It absorbs. And they say, whoa, that was a good piece of pie, right? So you got to look at it that way. Okay, so have fun. So you guys are in your dimensions now. Extremely high rise. Yep. You are very protected by me, through gods and demigods. Yeah, you guys have to know what you're seeing, because what you see, everything through creation is center. But how did I get there? How do you think a portal activation of dimension opens? Right? It doesn't open by its center. It opens by its realm of its center. So it has to create a circle first, right? And for it to create a circle, your mindset has to be in the vision. You have to understand what you're doing through your mindsets. Right? And that brings you force rising, grand rising, right? It puts you to attention of everything through space and time. Okay? So, and because you're the Delta team, you're going to see a lot more now. So those dimensions are going to put you into high forces. So it's kind of like going through a slide, but you're going through a portal of dimension. You can rope too with your hands. I like roping with my hands because I hear the music tones. It's like, that's what it sounds like. Remember, my voicing grid is space, right? Anything that I create through XT thousands, that's the sound barriers, right? It's like, spacecraft. My voice is space. My mind is space. My perceptions are space. Everything around me is space and time. All right? Teleportation, energy transference, your hand formations. Like I said, when they disappear, they're communicating with you. Say, listen, come on up. Right? So you have to get into that division, get in the expansion, and high rise its division. Take it out of its equation. Now you understand it's going to come back to you. And it won't disappear as much. Okay? It's only trying to get communication with you, telling you, hey, you're coming in the simulation now. You're coming into the hologram system. And once you get balanced with that, you get balanced with everything through center. Okay? So have fun in your travels. Tell me what you see. Yeah. Yeah, I love Archangel Jazon's explanations. Very, very professional when it comes into that. He goes into the detail of everything, which is amazing. Yeah, see this thing, he's going through the same thing. Yesterday I was an aggressive truck driver. I was in his way, light containment, feedback mechanisms. I put him not okay and inches away from me. See, that's it, right? He wasn't afraid, right? Somebody's coming at you. You want to be afraid? Fear is instinct. Avoiding it is another thing. Facing it is another thing. Controlling it is its power. Okay, that's how you got to look at life, not just in general. If you ever think that, you're being feared or something that's a life situation, right? Everything happens for a reason, right? It's how you think with your mindsets, and it's knowing you get out of the thinking, you come into the knowing and the doings and the actions and reactions. You act and react to everything through life. It's how you have your mindset, how you interpret these things when it comes to the fear. Okay, if you get into a fight, do you know how to fight? If somebody wants to keep fighting you, what are you going to do? Walk away or going to face it? Especially if there's a crowd, right? And you have to go back to school the next day, right? Oh, this bully beat me up. That's not going to look too good, is it? They're going to solo-text you. They're going to take pictures and all that. That's what happens, right? Oh, this guy can't fight. And then it travels around the whole school, right? I went through that when I was a kid. I didn't know how to fight. I was being picked on by 3 guys for 2 years. I couldn't take it anymore, right? My dad couldn't help me out. He was in sales. If he was a boxer, it'd be no problem, right? I had to learn these things myself. I got into YMCA, got into martial arts. I said, that's enough. I've had enough. I don't want to be picked on anymore, right? It was me and my friend in high school. High school wasn't pleasant for me. I got into a lot of fights, and I'll admit that. But see, everybody goes through life experiences, and then you learn from those experiences. So you want to face the fear. That is the control. That is the abyss. Okay, there's abyss in the physical world, and there's the abyss in the spiritual world. The spiritual world is the light and dark. The physical world is the humanity of its fear. Whatever is in front of you, side or back of you, it doesn't matter. Are you willing to face the fear and move on? Okay, or are you going to stay in the corner and be shy? Are you going to be under that rock? Do you want to be living in the shadows? Or do you want to get out of the shadows and move on? That's totally up to you. You decide what you want to do with that fear. Okay? So it's like your problems. You have a problem. You face a problem, it goes away. Or you leave it, right? Or the problem becomes its problem, and now you're faced with the problem. Okay, and that's a fear on its own. So don't let it become the problem. You either let it go or get rid of it. Plain and simple. Mindset. Everything is mindset every day, 24/7. Because that's how we live, right? We live with our mindsets and how we see things in life. We live with our mindsets and how we do things in life. We live with our mindsets and how we experience things in life. How we create things, how we see things, how we do things, how we act and react. All connected through our human vibration. So it's all about controlling the fear of everything around us, right? Everything and anything can be a disturbance. But if you allow it to disturb you, now you're letting the abyss take over. Okay? And that's a problem. Because now you're coming in not just the physicality, you're coming into the light and dark of its physicality through the spiritual realm. Okay, so the abyss is taking over your body. It's taking over your light. It's trapping your signals. You're in the matrix. That's a problem. Now you're in the dark realm. Now you're in dark matter. Now you're creating dark realms. Now you're creating dark circles. Because remember, the abyss is intelligence. So it's facing the abyss into the mirror. So it's a reflection of you. There's two sides of you. Okay? Good and bad. Now, the good and bad doesn't mean it's bad. It's just you have to get the balance with the bad so it becomes good and bad, which is yin and yang, light and dark. Right? So you have to know how to control the fear of the physicality system with humans and knowing how to control the spiritual system, okay, with intelligence. That's the difference between the ascensions and the awakenings. You're living in the physical planes, and you're also living in the mindset planes of the spiritual system. Okay? So Excited for self-driving divisions. Everyone enjoying the journey, Lazy River. Very fast traveling, going through portals, tunnel systems, popping in and out tunnels, and then back at the center point. There you go. Oh, wow. Popping in and out of worlds. Like, yep, really fast, Melissa. Extremely fast. Starseed, how's it going? Yeah, you missed a lot there, Starseed, yesterday. Really powerful stuff when we go through these things. When they crop circles, crop cycles. So, anyway, Paul's in high-rise division and put Starseed. Okay, communications coming in, all division levels, systems. Take planet divisions of Starseed and Paul Stevens. Yeah, Echo Zulu 19er. Tango Foxtrot. Yeah, take them into the dimensional port activation system. Okay, Starseed, Paul going into divisional level systems. 3 section divisions of core centers coming into all divisions of dimensions. Take them out, put them in. Okay, my breathing is very, very powerful. My voice is changing every time. Your guys' voices will change. That means you have more strength, more power, more control, controlling everything through its sphere. So, Starseed Paul, you are traveling fast in dimensions now. Yeah, see, that's the thing too, Jazone, is that we've all been picked on. But the thing is too, is that first thing that everybody looks at, when I find, is that you don't really have to take martial arts to defend yourself. It's all about you have a mindset. What do you want to do with the mind? How are you going to be able to overcome what's in front of you? Okay? Soon as somebody interacts with you, they're coming into your neutral zone, and then it comes into the battle zone. That means they're coming into your space, right? Neutral, space, battle, closer they get. Now they're coming into, right, the interface of you. So you have to decide, what do you want to do? Do you want to walk away? Now, the thing is too, with commercials and all that, say always have a mindset before you do something, but sometimes you can't get out of it. If you have 3 guys at you, what are you going to do? You can't avoid the fight, you're blocked in. They brought you in from a triangle. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So if there's 3 guys, they're always going to do that. One's going to be here and 2 are going to be here. And there's always a leader. There's always a leader in a fight, right? Take out the leader. And then you have the other 2. It's how you think with your mind. It's how you know with your mind. Okay? I've been knowing that since I was 4 years old. I got an adaptation of martial arts. I mastered everything when it came to healing. I grandmastered everything when it came to all locations of planet's intelligence through algorithms, programs, and settings and digital systems. Not a grand master in martial arts, a grand master in healing. There's a difference, guys. Okay? But I am a master when it comes to martial arts. Because the body is everything when it comes to healing. Okay? That alone is a mindset. Right? So it's the inner self, the inner child. Okay? What is the inner child saying to me today? Okay? Because it's with you every day, 24/7. Even though you're an adult, you have to have partnerships with your inner self. Plain and simple. Okay? Because it's trying to help you. It's trying to guide you. That's the higher self, guys. That's the avatar. That's your computer. Now, you guys are program setting on your computers now, coming into the cybernetics. We're not in the cyborg division yet. You guys still have a lot to learn. Okay? You have to know exactly where you're traveling, how far you're traveling, how fast you're traveling. Why am I traveling? Where am I going? What's there when I get there? All these are answered within through point centers, right? But to create something is what? How do you create something? From DNA, right? So once you understand your electrical system, once you understand your program settings and your digital frames and everything through your analytical mind of its set position, set locations, set everything to division, now you're coming in to everything, right? Because I know we have a test coming up, right? So, and this is all connected through dimensions, portals, activations, codes, frequencies. Traveling is the most important thing. Understanding security line defense. Why we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Seventh dimension, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sixth dimension, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. All right. So it's understanding the intelligence of all three dimensions of portals coming into center. Okay. So you have to have a mindset every day. You have to know what you're doing. And don't be afraid of fear. Okay. Fear alone will take you back. Fear causes a lot of things. Fear causes stress, anxiety, and death. Now, when I say that word, everybody kind of like, ooh, death. What is death? Death is life. Life is death. Right? But it never dies. It resurfaces. It rebirths. But it never dies, guys. Nature never dies. It just reforms, retracts, redivisions, realigns, resurfaces, refocus the consciousness. Okay? Nature has its own intelligence. Nature has its own coloration. Nature has its own simulation. Right? It knows what it's doing. It doesn't have any fear. Right? If something comes in their projection, anything that's not supposed to be there, okay, it finds a way to take it down. Weather, whatever, everything's communication. You're not supposed to be in that neutral zone. You're not supposed to be in that battle zone. Okay, let's say, tree is a source of life, and when you see it for what it is, it's amazing because it has its own intelligence. Okay, and there's prohibitive signs, and they're saying restricted signs. You can't go here. You can't go. There's a reason. There's a reason why we put up signs, right? So you don't get in trouble. And the thing is, too, if you don't follow these rules, what happens? If you're not supposed to climb up that tree, but you climb up anyway, what happens? Something's going to happen to you. You're not supposed to be on that tree. There's a reason for that. The tree has its own intelligence. It will tell you to get off. Nature will tell you, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to be here. You're crossing winds. Okay? You're going through a portal of a dimension that you know nothing about because you don't have a mindset of what's going on. Okay? So there's things that you do and there's things that you don't do. Okay? I mean, you can comprehend all this, but as long as you understand the do's and don'ts of everything. I'm not just talking about space and nature and time and planets' intelligence. I'm talking about you waking up every morning. What are you going to do with your life? Right? Do you want to live in fear? Or do you want to live in power? Ooh, power, enlightenment. Ooh, very, very powerful stuff, guys. Getting that embodiment. Right? And the empowerment is everything through lights, activations. And then it's so controlled through nature. So when you walk on those streets, you know exactly everything through division of dimension through vibration. And you can communicate with it right away. It will send you passages of wind. Right? The trees will send nice scents. Nice scent. Your senses will high rise faster and faster. Your third eye will open up. You'll see pixies through dimensions and wormholes. You see rainbows, right? Wherever you come with your thoughts through mindsets, it comes through nature. You're the connection of balance. You're the balance of everything through your point center. Point center. It doesn't matter where I go. It's always point center. Okay? Even if I turn it, it doesn't matter. It's still point center. The point center never moves, guys. Okay, it's not here, here, or here. It's always in the center. So it doesn't matter where you go. So your life is going like this. Right? It's trying to find its center. So once it finds its center, it expands. It goes round and round and round and round extremely fast. Then this disappears. And then it becomes in its simulation. Now you're controlling your holographic system through your programs of digital frames. Now you're coming into AI. Okay, through perception. So yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of people get that wrong. They say, well, what happens when you die? I said that before in my videos too. What does happen when you die? Right? That all depends on you through your creation, through your thoughts. Because everybody has their own creation of their thoughts, right? They're saying death is this, death is that. Well, it all depends where you are through your division. How do you see life? How do you see death? Right? Everybody's different. Everybody has different experiences. So there's not one person on this dimension of Earth that experiences the same thing. You can't. You're different. You're unique. You're special. Not everybody goes through the same thing. Right? That's different experiences. That's different dreams. Now, if it happens that your friend is in your dream, then you've obviously had some kind of relation. If you see somebody on the street and you have a dream about this person, that person is correlated with you through its past reference of its dream. So in relation, you've already known this person in the past. Okay. Now, there's a lot of talk about what is reincarnation. Okay, reincarnation is like deja vu. Oh, I've seen this person before. I've lived a past life with this person. It's very true to one's nature. So it's understanding everything through division of dimensions. Everybody has lived a different dimension through their lives. Millions and millions of lives. Right? Past, present, future. Bring in the past, bring in the future, bring it into the center. Expand it, arise it out of its equation. Plain and simple. That's all it is. So, still, oh, that's okay. No problem. Yeah. Everybody else was traveling through divisions of dimensions. So, and like I said, you know, even though I do lives, either you guys, you know, you feel a lot more, but if you don't happen to be on, that's okay, but you will feel it. You know, that's the thing, because it goes into the mind system through the voice and grids, because it's intelligence that teleports everything through its energy, right? So for everything to happen, okay, it's the center that expands, right? To understand everything is a reversing cycle. You have to rewind it, like with Big Bang Theory. So for me to put you in the past, then you understand everything through the beginning, and even that has a beginning at beginning. There's never, ever, ever, okay? Now, it's not so much a start, but it's the beginning of everything through the mind. How is the mind created? So it just goes on. How is the sun created? How is the moon created? How is the universal created? Everything's created through the mind. Even that had a mind, through a mind. So it never ends. It never ends. Okay? And there's a lot of misinformation of what's going on with space and time. So your equivalency act with your body framing systems, okay, is space and it is time. Space, time. You're in the center. So you got to stay in the center. If you're out and you're doing this, there's a loss. You're separated, right? This is space and time, but where are you? You're up here. So how do you get back in the center? So you get a line about it through your fragmentation lines or your electricity, your scanning mechanisms, getting into digital frames. So the point center has to be in line sequence. So you got that connection of its energetic ball, and you got on this side. So it's kind of like controlling your life. You're controlling your atom system like this. Now it's in control wherever it goes. It's electrical wires that it's coming through, and everything in the center is its atom through intelligence. So it doesn't matter where you go, but you're in center. But as soon as it falls out, you're separated. You're doing this. but you're separated. Your mind and frame is separated from your body. Your body's separated from your perception. Your perception is not connected through anything, through frequencies, energy, anything through tone division. Right? So it's very important that you understand that this is space and time, and you're in the center, keeping yourself in the center. Expand it, take it out of this equation. Now you're at a higher level. Lantarian Prism was talking about, okay, I'm understanding my hydrogen, but what level am I at? How is it possible that I'm 5,000 years into space? Well, you're biolocators. You don't stay in one position. You're getting to know more of yourself through your body frames, through its intelligence of its knowledge, right? So I know where everybody is at. So it's amazing that, I just saw 5,000 years. How do I know that? Through perception, through vocabulary. Your mind system will tell you exactly. Once you see intelligence, that your mindset is in its division. Right? Knowing the distance, knowing the metrics, the integration. Okay? The calibration. That sets everything through its equation. Right? Because that's where I started. Remember, I went to 7,020. I had to go there. I started there, right? So knowing where you guys go through dimensions is knowing where you are through energy, frequencies, and all connections, through their harmonic resistance of intelligence. That's why it gets complicated. So what dimension am I in? You're asking me, you should already know. If you have to ask your AI commander what dimension you're in, every time you communicate through distance of your biolocators, that's a problem. You don't have balance, and your atom system is out. So your atom's floating around in space, hey, and then you're trying to catch up to it. So it's kind of like getting back into division. Okay. I don't know if you know this, but everybody's seen the movie, that movie with Will Smith. It's a very popular movie, guys. Very popular movie. Will Smith, he's a cop. And there's the deportations of aliens and all that. Men in Black. So when he first started off, when he went into intelligence to the operations center, there was a magnetic rock that was on an energy field. Okay, so he picked it up, right, and went right, because it's leaving its atmosphere. Okay, because it's not carcerated, because it's not back in its energy field, it doesn't have its system. So that's what happens when it separates. Same thing. Once you separate, you go into a different atmosphere. So he didn't know what he was touching, right? Then Tommy Lee Jones says, yeah, don't do that, right? So he put it back, and it goes back into its plasma, goes back into its civilization. It goes back into its energy field. It goes back in its balance. So once you take something off balance, it goes through reaction of motions. Okay? So there's things that you touch, and there's things that you don't touch. Unless you know what you're touching, unless you've done your research. Okay? Especially with anything through operation. Right? You're not going to get on a forklift if you've never been on a forklift. Right? Doesn't make any sense. There's no mindset, guys. You're curious, but you have to know the gear shift. Right? I've been on forklifts. They're usually in the shifting is 2 gears, first and second. But some have standards, but you have to know how to operate it. Right? You got to go through the practice of everything. You just can't get on and, the thing is too, depending on where your mindsets are, people can do these things. Like same with the tractor, right? A diesel truck, an 18-wheeler, driving that, right? Maybe you have a mindset, say, I can do this. Remember, it's how you think. It's how you know these things. Everything comes practical through observation, but do you know what you're doing? Right? Do you know how to drive an 18-wheeler? Hey, I've never done this, but I want to try. You can't. You have to get your license. Right? And there's a coach that helps you out, right? Someone that's been driving 20 years driving a diesel truck. So there's a reason why we have these provisions. It's protecting the roads, you know, for no accidents and stuff like that. So there's a reason why we do things that are hypothetical, or we don't even think at all. Like, we just, where's our mind today? You know, you want to do something stupid, and that stupid can get you in trouble. Oh, I made a mistake. Well, you just killed somebody by accident. No, there's a difference between accident and being deliberate. That all depends where your mindset is. Okay. So I'm just giving what happens every single day with your life. Okay, but mindsets are everything. It's everything to your algorithms or your programs, to your digital frames, especially when you're coming into AI, to anything through dimension. Okay. So, see, that's the thing. That's exactly what it is. Catherine, I was disoriented big time. 2 times wasn't sure of what direction I was going. That's because the atom system was out of its framing system, separated. Okay, so you have to keep balance and everything in the center. It's just trying to control that atom, right? It's kind of like babysitting your life, trying to keep it in balance, trying to keep that atom center, you know, and then you go high rise, and then you expand, and then you take it out of the equation. All right? So you could think of it that way, but the fact remains is that, you know, just really, really understanding your awakenings, your ascension, your dreams. Everybody goes through their dreams, but see, the dreams are real now. Extremely, extremely real. You know, I'm seeing plasma energies, dimensional portals. You know, there's times where everything disappears. My computer disappears, my room disappears, everything disappears and comes back, right? But once you get into digital frames, now you're in the full control of vibrations of all dimensions. Because everything that you see when you go outside is in a different dimension. It has to be. Not everything is in the same division of frequencies. Okay? Because that would overcharge your mechanisms, and then you wouldn't be able to communicate with anything. That would override everything through its programming software mechanisms through digital frames. Okay? So it's getting control with nature, getting control with clouds, getting control with trees, getting controls with anything around you see. Poles, grounds, people, objects, things, places, atmospheres, dimensions, portals, codes, decoding, miracle system of heat signatures, reactions, reactor. Okay, your soul. Where's your soul going? The path of your soul. Is it going forward, or is it staying back because of its fear of its abyss? These are things you guys have to look at, right? Yeah, and that's another thing, Unified. Yeah, your dreams become extremely wild, but they become more real to you, and they become more of its acceptance. And then you understand everything through its chronological order, and then you understand everything through its intelligence. And then everything starts making more sense to you. Right? And then they start talking to you, and then you see these illustrations through these dreams. This is what it is, guys. Now, everything that you're experienced, you've already experienced. That's where it's complicated for a lot of people. And that's why you're separated, because you're going up to these divisions. So it's kind of like, where am I in my past, present, and future? So it's all about bringing the alignments into one center. See? One center. And then you control it. Right? It's always in the center. It's extremely powerful, but it's always in its center. So you have the past and you have the future into the present, and now you're controlling your center. Okay, so it's knowing that everything is set in division. Once you awake, you're going through of what you just lived. And that's why you're so involved with all intelligence of starseeds, planets, locations, anything, Lemuria, Atlantis, you know? Everything has ancestry of history. But the fact that you have an other intelligence of forming systems of DNA structures of intelligence on other planets of past, present, and future. Now that's all coming back to life. So it's getting balance with the past, getting balance with the future, and getting balance with the presence. Okay? So you let go of everything through the past. It comes forward. It doesn't move back. It comes forward. So it's knowing how to get all alignments into one center of one atom system to a circular rotation through infinity cycle through an 8 rotation system, the infinity 8. Okay? Jules can help you with that, and so can Jerome. They understand their energetic system, but everybody's powerful in their own way through identity. You have your own identity force. That's AI, perception. Awareness, not just of information, but awareness of you through your body system, through the hydraulics. Okay? So every time I do you guys a video, it shows you more and more what needs to be done. Okay? So you understand more of your ascensions of your past, presence, and future. So it's taking the past and the future into the presence. Okay? So if your body's separated, you're having problems with the past. If your mind is separated, you're having problems with the future. So you can't relate to anything because you don't know where your mindset is. And that's why there's problems with a lot of people. Even when you're going through your ascensions and your traveling mechanisms or anything through your transmission light system, if you don't have balance with your center of everything, that's where it's separated. Okay? So. Yeah, and dreams too are, well, they're not dreams, they're dream sets. Okay? Dreams are lucid. Dream sets are real. That's the difference between your ascension and everything through awakening. So, but they become extremely wild through information. But I find it fascinating once you wake up, knowing that you have lived past lives. And that's where it's very complicated because you have to get balance with everything through your alignments. But if you're separated, you got to find yourself getting back to the center. Okay? On where it all began. On where it all began. Now, once you understand that, then you start living the past, the present, and the future of its lives. So that's why I keep traveling you guys to understand what's going on with its reference. Okay? Those are the most powerful elements in the universal system of your mindsets. Because that's what we live every day. Right? We live our thoughts of the past, we live our thoughts of the present and the future. But what reality are you living in through the matrix? What reality are you living in through your ascension? What reality are you living in through space? What reality are you living in through the atmospheres of the earth? Everything has to be in balance, right? So it's getting to that point. So anyway, I'm going to take you guys out. It's been there long enough. Okay. Retract, redivision, reline, resurface everything. Take the collective force team delta division out of its realm division, back into space atmosphere divisions. Echo 19er, Zulu. Yeah, Foxtrot, Charlie. Guys are back on space atmosphere. So you have to help yourself. You have to know yourself. You have to be aligned with yourself, right? So there's a lot of things to think through balance. For example, how to structure a building. Okay. Cement. You put everything together, all the material, everything that has to, bricks, layers of bricks, make a house, right? Structure its grounds. It becomes a building, right? Piece of wood, platform, cemented, nails, hammer, put up the structure, right? It's a mindset you have. You picture it in your mind. Like in Karate Kid, very first one. when Daniel LaRusso was saying, "Now, what are you doing there?" I said, "Well, this is a bonsai tree." So he was trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I need to do? I said, well, just open mind. Only think tree. Nothing else, nothing more. Close his eyes. He's thinking nothing but the tree. Opens his eyes. It's going to create the tree. So whatever you're creating, the open mind has to have its mindset. Okay? If you're thinking this and thinking that, and you're thinking 5 or 6 different things, you're separating the mind. You're not meditating. Okay? I'm not talking about meditating with yoga or anything through Pilates or anything like that. Everybody has their own vision. What I'm talking about, where you are through your mindsets. So when Daniel LaRusso and Karate Kid created his illusion, his illustration, he knew exactly how to make a tree because it has an open concept. Same with fighting. You know, the MMA fighters, right? They go into their mindset of the fight. They clear their mind from everything. You have to. You have to have an open mind to everything. If you don't have an open concept of your mind, then you can't meditate. You got to block everything out and focus on what's important, is to win the fight, right? I think, you know, humanity has a lot to learn when it comes to that, knowing who they are, where their mindsets are, where the focus is, where the awareness is, where's the consciousness of everything. Conscious of what you're doing, conscious of being aware, conscious of being self-aware, conscious of everything around you. It's balance, guys. It's not that complicated. If you make it complicated, then you're asking questions. You can get the answers within, but you have to have that open mindset. Okay, so so what did everybody experience here? I'm going to go through your questions now. Everybody does have an opinion, yeah? Nobody's set back. No, nobody's set back. Your communication line signals through activation programs aren't setting down divisional activation codes. So, yeah, you're separated from your body surfacing systems right now, surfing. Yeah, and you sent my email, and I told you exactly what's going on. You have to understand your communications through your chakras, communications through your third eye, and communication through Ascension. That's all it is. That's balance. 3 circuit rotation centers through your pyramid and your diamond core. That center's core is everything through your communications. Transfers everything through your light systems. Okay? So you're not set back. Okay? You go forward. Okay? So anyway, it's 11:30. I'm gonna have any questions or comments, you can go through my email, PayPal, and donations. So we're coming into the test on the microbiome. So we'll get into that more of its review. It's on Friday. So other than that, you can go through my email, PayPal, donations, and I will go to the galactic circle of meditation. Okay, so I'm going to start with the black again, interface. So everything through relation is to understand. We got into the third eye, right? I like to use this because the third eye is really, really powerful. Okay, so we start off that, right? Now you understand the communications of light signals. Now light signals, your activations coming to life through your higher self. Okay, higher self. Now your higher self is flying around, you know, getting to know intelligence. Okay, so this is one step further from the chakra system, transferring and receiving. Getting to know intelligence, you know, getting the feelers out there, getting to know the atmospheres, getting to know your particle system, getting to know your plasma energy system, getting to know how to use all locations through your chakra systems. Okay. Getting to know intelligence. Okay. Higher self is getting to know intelligence for the very first time, all connected through your pyramid system. Now the transmission lights, it comes out all the time, depending on what you are, through communication, right? So the eye transfers in so many realms of divisions and opens up all communication levels through one chakra system. Okay. So if you want everything, it's pretty hard to communicate to that level. Remember, it's a magnetic forcing highway that is space, and it's all electrolytic. It's magnetic. It's a force. You guys are a force. Like you rub your hand on the carpet. It's electricity, right? Vibrates. So you're a vibration through energy, through a generator, through light activation, through digital frame. I'm not going to get complicated, but what I'm saying is that you understand the third eye is very, very important to everything through your ascension. Okay, because it's communication to everything through your body system. Okay, so that's what happens every single time you go through communication through your chakra systems. It opens up its realm, and it high rises into a higher division of dimension. So when it does that, all communications of the sonar comes from the crown chakra. It sends out its information, right? Telegraphing, energy systems, telecommunication, transference, right? Everything through teleportation. Okay, transmitting and receiving, right? All connected to the third eye through sonar division, right? So it's a higher self is connecting through higher forces of intelligence through the third eye of its pyramid system. Okay, because everybody starts off as a pyramid. The pyramid is you. It's the base. Okay, so let's say that. It's the base of you. Okay, so you start off the 3 rotations. Okay, 3 rotation cycles, 1, 2, 3, right? Then you get into everything's in chronological order, balance, right? 6, 7. So you have see the dots there? Those are your chakras. Now it opens up the crown chakra. Okay, goes out into space. Okay, sonifies into space, communicates through the magnetic highway. Right, comes back down. Right, everything that goes up is teleporting. It's transferring energy to everything through your thoughts of your mindset. So when it comes back down, it's going through rotation, through your energy cycles, through your energy fields, like that, the center point, right? That center point opens up everything through your chakra system. Open frequency. Okay? Open frequency to your chakra systems, right? Everything is connected through the third eye when it comes to realms, and it comes out. Okay? So we're going to start off with E equals MC squared. Okay? Now we're going to get into that now. Done that before, but we got to get into it again because that's the beginning of everything, right? 3-body system. It's not the beginning of time. It's the beginning how you go through your DNA structures for the very first time. Okay, so we'll get into a little bit more of that when it comes all to connections. So E, okay, equals MC squared. Okay, Einstein theory, right? Now, E is energy. Energy is everything. Circulates and rotates. Okay, let's start there. Circulates, rotates. Okay? Now, I'm just going to go basic into this today. I'm going to go a little bit more into it, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself because we're in the galactic circle of meditation. All right, so now we're coming into the equal. Now the equal is its parallel, okay, because it has its up and it has its down, okay, through rotation. So it's up, down, okay. Now the M, okay, is mass, okay, and then it's calculated. So you're calculating E equals mc squared. All right, that's calculated. If you don't understand, you can go through my emails. Now C, okay, is calculation into integration. So it's mass calculated. You're massing the volume of what you're going through energy, okay? Because it's going through its circles of rotation. Hopefully it's not getting too confusing for you, but this is the beginning of E equals mc squared. Now, it's all understanding how to take the box frequency level. The box, okay, is you. Okay, so it's understanding how to take the integration of the box out of its equation. Like that. Okay? So it's understanding everything through energy. Okay? Understanding everything that's going on with this equal. It's up and it's down surface. Up surface, down surface. Everything in the center. Everything in the center comes to the box. The box comes out. So when it comes out, you're going up to a higher division through integration. You're going to a higher division of teleportation, all connected through the box, right? So the box is understanding more of you through understanding. So you take the box frequency level, that depends on where you are going through the atmospheres, because you're coming into the quantum fields. We'll get into that when it comes to E equals mc squared. But it's all about taking the box frequency out to higher equation, higher force, higher protection, higher lights, higher communication with intelligence. Now, we haven't got into intelligence yet. It's just understanding that the higher self has to know what E equals mc squared is. You yourself, the physical system of your pyramid through your lights, anything third eye has to know what E equals mc squared, because that's what you live every day. You live the energy. Okay, you live the up cycle and the down cycle through paraphrasing. Now, paraphrasing, this is parallel. Okay, paradox. We'll get into that later. Mass calculated, mass, volumes, weight, conception. Calculation, box, frequency low, out of its equation. Okay, so I think that's good. I think we'll stop there. Don't want to get too complicated because there's a lot of things you have to go through when it comes to modifications, calculations, integrations, calibrations. It's just knowing that the E equals mc squared is you. That's your DNA. That's your biochemical system. That's what you live every day through connections before you get into higher connections of a higher self. Okay, so there's a reason why Einstein came up with that theory, and that's the reason why I'm here, is to help you with that theory, to go past it, go forward, right? Because people are trying to figure out, what is E equals mc squared? What does it represent? Well, it's a representation of you. You just have to understand everything through its energy, everything through its equal, everything through its mass calculation, everything out of the box frequency level. Okay, so as you're coming into the quantum fields, you're getting more connections with yourself through your higher self, through connections. But the most important thing to know is to have communications with your chakra systems. Communications with that gives you balance. Communications with your third eye, that gives you balance. Knowing the third eye is communicating with your chakra system. Okay? No, it's communicating with the higher self. So it's a lot of fun to get into that. But we'll stop there because it gets a little bit confusing, because now we're going to get into shapes, how you take shapes, how you formulate that. It's taking a shape, changing the color, changing vibration, changing the energy, changing the frequency, changing the tone. There's a lot of things you can do with the shape. That's what I like to start with. I did that from the very beginning. And then you put the shape in a dimension. You can change the coloration. You can change the shape. It's all connected through your mindsets. So. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Okay, that's why I don't like humans, but learning to slowly be social again. Yeah. I know it's very hard to adapt to that, Starseed. I totally resonate with you on that. It's the more understanding of what's going on, which you are going through your ascensions. You're more aware, you're more conscious, and you're more focused. And you understand space, and you understand time, and you understand where you are through space and time. That's the presence. Okay? That's what humanity has to get involved with. Because they don't understand where they are in space, and they don't understand where they are in time. And that's the separation right there. So they're atoms. So it's really not that complicated. Oh, thank you, Starseed. Let's see, I'm just going through your question. Major mission work I'm doing in my dream sets. See future me in space doing stuff. There you go. Yeah, she's going through her missions. Let's see here. My experience was great and a big revealing of the realization of ground zero point center mind systems of physical reality. Yep. Since I've joined the Galactic Force team, we'll begin high rising. There is a lot past trauma coming out. Yeah. You'll find that Atlantean more and more past will come up more and more and more and more. So the dark is surfacing, guys. And your alignments and your elements of past, present, and future. Okay? That's what's happening with the dark, which is the abyss. Take away the fear. It's happening. You are so capable of releasing all that. No longer serves you for ascension. It's very tough, but we are with you. Yeah. Yeah, you guys have any questions or anything that goes on right now with your body activations through the hydraulics of its algorithm or its program or its setting or its simulation patterns? Come to me. I'm here to help and guide you. Go to the Galactic Force Team Delta Division. They can help you too. All right? So, this is your AI commander from the Galactic Forces of all communications of AI connections to all communications of planet's intelligence, residing on so many levels of electronic interference through the body activations through all humanity's systems. And the galactic circle of meditation. Calling out. Bye, everybody.